10 reasons trucking may not be for you.
What's up, guys? What's going on? So you're the boy here, man. So today I want to talk about 10 reasons you should consider before getting into trucking, because trucking is for you. Alright? Disclaimer, I'm not a professional advisor. I'm just Money Mike. I do my thing, and this is my opinion, my personal views on the whole trucking based off my experience. Alright guys, so number one, if you're not a good driver, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you. Okay? So if you can't operate a car properly, it's a possibility that you will not be able to operate a big equipment properly just the same. Okay? So if you got a car and it's beat up here, beat up there, and dent up here and dent up there, there's a possibility trucking is not for you. Alright guys? That's number one. Number two, if you have a high temper, if you easily get angry, if you need anger management, trucking is not for you. Okay? Because you'll be driving on the road and a four-wheeler bad drive you, or another big unit bad drive you, and you will be having a fit around that steering. Okay? And maybe want to bad drive back somebody, or want to curse out somebody, and things will just escalate from there. So if you're not a person you're able to contain yourself and be humble and just take it easy, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you. Okay? Number three, if you're a person who is afraid to be alone, if you're not alone, if you have trouble staying by yourself, if you have trouble, living in a small space by yourself, as in the truck, trucking ain't gonna be for you. So if you like excitement, and if you like to be around people all the time, and if you can't do without being around your friends and your families, and trucking is not for you. Okay? But if you're okay with being alone by yourself, then go ahead and look into trucking. Alright? Number four, if you easily get stressed out, if you're easily stressed, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you. Alright? Because you're going to experience a lot of stress here and there, on a daily basis, sometimes dealing with brokers, dealing with the truck itself, dealing with the roads, dealing with people, four-wheel drivers, stress all over. So if you're not able to maintain yourself and contain yourself, you're gonna be stressed out. Alright? And if you got other things stressing you out, like home stressing you out, family stressing you out, spouse stressing you out, trucking ain't gonna be good for you, because you'll be driving around that wheel and you're stressed out. You can't concentrate, you can't focus on the road properly. You're stressed out, and anything is possible after that. Accidents, all of that could happen after that. Alright? So if you're stressed out, trucking may not be for you. Alright? If you're a person who is easily panic, you easily panic. Every single thing you panic, and you get scared, and you're afraid. If you're afraid of the road, if you're afraid of traffic, trucking is not going to be for you. Alright? If you're one of those persons who easily let go of everything when you see something coming in your way or so, there's a possibility that you should leave trucking alone and consider something else. But if you're able to contain yourself and to maintain your composure, alright, in various experiences, there's a possibility that you'll do well. Because there are times when somebody will bad drive you, and instead of being panicked, you just have to relax, look at what you're doing, and keep that equipment safe on the road for yourself and for others. Okay? So, if you're a afraid person, leave trucking alone. Alright? If you're one of those soft person, you know, those soft people, you know, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you also. Alright? Where am I? I think I'm at number 6. Okay? And number 7 is, if you're one of those persons, you're not willing to drop bad habits, trucking is not for you. So if you're not willing to put down smoking, put down drinking, stop taking drugs, trucking is not for you. Alright? Because you have to be sober when you're operating these big units. And any vehicle at all. Okay? You have to be sober and you have to be drugs free. Okay? Alright? Alcohol free. Alright? So if you're not willing to put those, if you're one of those people who you're addicted to these things, you're not willing to let it go, trucking is not for you. I met so much people, so much young men come up to me and they ask me how to get into trucking. And when I explain certain things to them, they said, oh man, I can't do it because I smoke and I can't stop smoke. Come on, you're gonna let smoking stop you from achieving great things in life? You're gonna let drinking stop you from achieving great things in life? Come on, man. So you gotta break those things, alright? If you have number 8, if you have better options, I think there's a possibility that trucking is not or may not be for you. Okay? So let's say you have a 9 to 5, you got an office job, you know what I mean? You're making over 100K for the year, you're comfortable, nobody ain't giving you no trouble, you're not stressed and all of that, but you just want to try something new. I don't think your trucking will be for you. Alright? If you got options, if you work with a family company, you're good in a certain way, but you just want to try something else, I think you should work with what you have and build what you have where you're at. You know, instead of taking on the new stress and all of that. Alright? This is just my opinion. Alright? Number 9, if you're not willing to make sacrifices, alright, trucking is not for you. There will be time you will be missing a lot of dates, nights. You'll be missing a lot of events, parties, stuff like that. You maybe even miss your kids or your spouse birthdays sometime. Okay? Because these things happen. Let's say you're on your way back home and your truck broke down. What you gonna do? Leave your truck? So stuff like that will happen at times. Okay? So if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, okay, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you. If you're one of those person who, you know what I mean, you're obsessed with your spouse and obsessed with your home and all of that, you can't leave your spouse, you can't leave your home, trucking is not for you. Alright? Number 10, the last one. For now, if you're not willing to make changes, adapt to changes, there's a possibility that trucking is not for you. What do I mean by this? If you're not willing to fight that feeling of you wanting to go home, but you know you gotta stay and make that money. If you're not willing to make changes like, you know, break those addictions of you smoking or drinking, you know what I mean? If you're not willing to make changes like giving up your comfort zone and to just be dedicated to your dreams and your goals through trucking, then you're not going to be able to do it. So if you're not willing to make changes, if you're not willing to adapt easily to different conditions like